Hey there, I want to show you a tip for suspending different types of beads from decorative drops. You could simply string them onto a head pin, create your bead loop, and then add them by using a jump ring, or do it directly onto the piece. So here I'm just going to show how to make a simple wrap loop. I'm using a 2.5-inch Vintaj pearl head pin, so that just means that it's a finer gauge than our standard head pins. This is a 24 gauge wire, so it's nice and flexible and easy to string smaller beads or small hold beads like a pearl. And I'm just going to clip that away. So now I have a little bead drop, right? So if I wanted to suspend that from the bottom of, let's say, this piece here, I could simply take a jump ring and just use my chain nose pliers to open that ring up and easily attach it. So that's a pretty basic technique that I'm sure we all already use. So now I just have that here, and I could obviously suspend some more if I wanted to. But for some people might want something a little bit more secure where you're not adding that jump ring and you want it permanent. That's when you can go ahead and string your bead onto your head pin and then attach it directly to the focal. So here I have my bead strung. I'm gonna bend my wire and then loop it around my round nose pliers. And I'm just creating a messy wrapped loop. So I just took all of that wire and just wrapped it around there. And clip off the wire along the back side. So that just means, and I'm going to tuck that in, that when I attach my bead, where the wire's clipped off, that will be the back side. Whoops. I actually just made a second bead drop, didn't I? That's me talking. So what you want to do is string your bead, bend your wire, start to form your loop, and then stop. And then you're going to go ahead and attach it right through an opening of a filigree drop, or maybe a loop on a connector or drop, or a hole. This piece here has drilled holes. So whatever it may be that you're attaching it to, just string it directly onto the piece and then go ahead and create your coils. So I'm just wrapping the rest of this wire around. I'm going to end along the back side there and use my flush cutter to trim that extra wire, and then simply tuck that in. So now I have this drop that's permanently attached to the filigree, whereas this one was made and then attached using a jump ring. So really the difference here is not only the length, how long your bead drops from the piece, but also really the look of it. So you have, here you're seeing the loop of your bead drop, whereas this is running the opposite direction. And this here on the left, where it was strung directly, is just a little bit more secure and permanent on the piece, where a jump ring could always open if it's not closed all the way. So I'm just showing you another option for easily attaching beads for making maybe like a chandelier earring or components where you're hanging a lot of things from. So pretty simple. Let's see here, something like this, because this has an opening, an interior opening. If I wanted to hang something from inside here and I was to attach a jump ring, it might hang too low and hit this bottom area. So that might be a good way to attach something with doing it directly through the loop like we just did. So I'll go ahead and, oh, that one's not going to work on the pearl head pin. We'll see if I could try it on our standard head pin. So go ahead and string that right through. Now this gets a little trickier because you're trying to wrap a loop while this has something along the sides. Not as easy as that first one, so we'll see how I do here. Probably easiest if I pull this back. I'm actually going to hang on to the loop with my chain nose pliers and then use my fingers to coil that. And then you can always go in with a second chain nose pliers to grip the wire a little bit better and finish your coils up. Okay, and then go back in like before and remove any extra wire, tuck it in. A little bit harder to straighten out your loop here because of the type of focal this is, but so if I would have used a smaller jump ring, this wouldn't have hung as low, but just depending on the size bead, it can make all that difference by fitting inside the interior opening of something by attaching it directly to it. So that's my little quick tip for today, and I hope you have a great day. Happy beading. Bye.